continue with our leadership lesson. Kama watu wa music bado tuko na wao kule nyuma ama kunaendeleaje? Okay, thank you. So we have gone through a few lessons. We did an introduction to the laws of leadership. We started by one law, the law of the lead, that had part 1 and part 2. And last Sunday, we were going through the law of influence. Ni kweli tunakubaliana hivyo? Tulikuwa hapo, the law of influence. But my desire is, as we continue to study, that whatever we are studying, you are putting it in practice. As we continue to study, we are putting it into practice. So we went through the law of influence, and we have continued there. Tulimaliza na ile the 5 levels of leadership. Kama una lead from position or permission or production, people development or personhood. Na tukasema ujiangalie kwa hizo levels zote kama vile Joshua alikuwa anaongoza, kwamba usikuwe unaongoza kwa sababu ya position. Ni vizuri kuongoza kwa sababu uko na position, lakini lazima uende to a permission. Let people follow you because of how you are treating them, and because now they will desire to follow you. Then there are results. Then you develop them as individuals, and then you'll have a great name, that is personhood. And today we are on page 29, that the law of the team, the law of the team, the law of the team. The law of the team, that is our lesson number 5, the law of the team. The law of the team, ukifikiri kuhusu team, na sana naona tutakuwa na pia vijana wetu wa mpira hapa. So uko na good example ya kuangalia team, vile team inafanya kazi, kwa sababu kama as a leader unafaa embrace teamwork. So as a law, 1 is too small a number to achieve great effectiveness. Hiyo ni kitu kila mmoja wetu anafaa kukubaliana nayo, kwamba wakati uko peke yako, wakati unafanya vitu peke yako, you are too small, so hautakuwa na great effectiveness. Unaweza kuwa effective, lakini hautakuwa na effectiveness nyingi. Unaweza fanya mambo hata ukiwa peke yako, lakini kuna vitu nyingi sana umejinyima wakati ni wewe tu unafanya mambo peke yako. And that's why we need to raise a team. Matthew 4:18-20, and Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee saw 2 brothers, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Then he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." They immediately left their net and followed him. Huyu ni Jesus ambaye anataka kuanza kazi kubwa sana. He wants to be effective in his mission, and the first thing we find him doing, well knowing that he can do the job. He can really do the job. Lakini anaenda anatafuta watu wengine, anawaita, anawaambia kwamba nifuateni na nitawafanya kama mimi. You shall be fishers, I will make you something. I'll make you fishers of men. So in each of the notebook, in volume 3, this volume that we are talking about, hii tumeingia, we are in notebook 1, sindio? In these of the notebooks in volume 3, there will be 4 lessons based on the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. So there will be, in each of them, there will be 4 lessons. Leaders who study the 21 laws of leadership will soon discover that they are not highly skillful in all the laws. Hiyo vitu yote, all the 21 laws that we are leading, utagundua kwamba hauko vizuri kwa zote. Sindio? And that is normal. Hauko vizuri kwa kila law of leadership. Even though they can improve in their practice of the meaning of the laws, they will never become highly skilled in every law. You need to improve in all those laws, lakini unakuta you cannot be like 100% skilled in all of them. Are we together? You cannot be skilled in every law. They need to surround themselves with other leaders who are strong where they are weak. They must build a leadership team. Ukielewa kwamba hata kama hautajua mambo yote, Hata kama unajua hizo sheria zote, hautakuwa effective kwa zote. That is why you need to raise a team, so that all the laws can be practiced within your leadership, within your organization. So what you do, you need to raise a team that is able to cover in your areas of weakness. They must build a leadership team. They must build, napenda venye imeandikwa, that you must build a leadership team. Mahali ambapo huko, you must build a leadership team. Even in the family, you must build a leadership team. One man show haitaenda mbali, haita achieve a lot of things. Even in that family, you need to make sure that you are a leadership team, not just a family members team. A leadership team. Jesus relays a leadership team, not just people who are meeting together. Watu ambao they are really skilled, amewa empower, then it became a team. It became a team. Yeah, I'm just trying to tell you that raising a team is not easy. But it is so good if you're able to have you and your wife and your children as a team. You and the people that you work with as a team. In order to help leaders recruit, train, and lead a strong team, look at those three things. A leader should recruit. You need to recruit. Kama unataka team, si lazima uchague wewe ndio utakuwa ukifanya kitu fulani. Si ndio? Wewe ndio utacheza namba fulani. You have to recruit very well. You have to recruit very well. You have to recruit very well. Ndio kila mtu afanye kazi yenye anajua kuifanya ama ameitwa kuifanya, si ndio? Then after recruiting, you need to train the team. After recruiting, you need to train the team, and then you'll need to lead a strong team. So lesson 5 in each notebook in volume 3 will be a study of teamwork. The first teamwork lesson is the law of the team. So we are in the lesson 1, teamwork, the law of the team. Lakini kwanza tunapewa hiyo maneno yote so that we can embrace the need of having a team. The need of having not people sitting together. We need there's a need of having a team wherever you operate from. So Maxwell states often, nothing of significance was ever achieved by an individual acting alone. Nothing of significance was never achieved by an individual acting alone. Look below the surface and you will find that all seemingly solo acts are really team efforts. Hata watu wale ulidhani walishinda bio. Tumekuwa kama jana tulikuwa na watch athletics wenye ziko Gaborone na Patricia jana. And you find this girl or this guy ameshinda marathon ama ameshinda bio fulani. It appears as if ni yeye. But let me tell you, whenever you see great success, there is always a team. There is always a team. Kuna mtu mwenye anatokea mbele, lakini usidanganywe kwamba eti si fulani anafanyaka peke yake. Never lie to yourself. It is never like that. There is always a team. Unakuta kuna venye embrace some laws of teamwork that we are going to study today, and that's why they shine. So if you want to shine, behind you there's supposed to be not followers, a team. A team. People well recruited, people well trained, people well led. That is how a team is done. So Jesus, who was God and he possessed incredible gifts and abilities, could have focused his ministry totally upon the crowd. People were constantly drawn to him. However, he devoted most of his time and energy to building a team. Yesu angesema stali niko na watu, wacha kazi itafanywa tu vile itafanywa. And sometimes we lie to ourselves that how things can be done. Kwamba eti watu ni wengi. Najua hakuwezi kosa volunteer wawili wa kufanya hiyo kazi. Alafu nakuta hiyo kazi inafanywa ama inafanywa vibaya. Because we are not releasing a team. Jesus with the thousands. Na huyu jamaa ako na thousands. Akiingia Nakuru 20,000 20,000 what? Are they men without counting women and children? He is able to attract that crowd. Na anafanya kazi kwa hiyo crowd. Lakini at the end of the day, jioni anaenda anachukua 12. And he really stayed with the 12. It appears like he's a waste of time. Lakini kuna kitu anajua. Hawa 12 ndio atafanya nikuwe successful. Even in my absence, how at 12 they will lead to the success of the mission. With only 3 years to accomplish his mission, Jesus took on the slow and difficult task of team building. I want you to note how that task has been described. That Jesus took on the slow. Anytime you are raising somebody to be a leader, be slow. Ambia mwenzako be slow. Mwambie wacha mbio. Hii si kama kupika instant. Inaitwa je ile mnapika haraka haraka. Si kama instant Indomie. Raising a team is never like that. It is very slow. And that's why some of us are not able to raise teams, because we want quick fixes to things. If you are like this guy, mwenye nataka vitu quick. Unataka mtu akoke leo na hubiri. Na mpaka unamwambia, bona juzi si umeokoka? It's not like that. It's slow. And actually, the people who are supposed to know better are our mothers. Because mothers have raised some guy like me. Sindio? Amefika hii kiwango amesimama. But they know a lot. They know that this guy, wakati alizaliwa na bado alikuwa mwanaume, it really took a lot of work, even for that person to say something, to speak, to walk. Sindio? Even to do something. It is always a lot of work when you want to raise a team. That's why we have hope. Even the people that you think they are not good, that is how it works. Just dedicate your time to them. They will become a great member of the team. Hata wewe pengine kama you are a good team player, that's not how you started. Maybe you had a lot of challenges. But now you are maybe a good team leader. Just because somebody was slow. It is slow, it is difficult. Ningetaka wadaini hiyo majina mawili. Slow na difficult. Slow na difficult. Na ingie kwa kichwa yako vizuri kwamba Jesus took the slow and the difficult task of team building. It is slow, it is difficult. It requires a lot of effort to build a team. He understood that a leader is at his best when he is developing and leading a team of leaders. A leader is always at his best, not when he is having a lot of results, but when he's developing other leaders. A leader is always good wakati na develop other. Imagine even these people who are so good. See, we have seen we know a lot of stories of very good families, family leadership, ambapo maybe tudhani they are very good. Halafu then one of them dies. Halafu the whole thing comes down. The whole empire comes down. What was the problem? Because they did not take the high road of doing the difficult job of raising a team that can outlive them after their demise. His ministry was confined to a small legion. This is the 3 years, and limited to a short 3 years. But he knew his ministry could have a long-term, far-reaching impact through the members of his team. The team would continue his work on earth. Team building is hard work, but it pays large dividends. Again, underline that last statement. That team building is hard work. It's not easy work. Many people give up. They don't have anybody in the team. Paka wanasema, nobody you can trust in this the world. Hapana, they're just not willing to take the difficult way of building a team. Team building is hard work. Hebu imagine Jesus amechukua fisherman. Na huyo fisherman, siku moja atakuwa Peter. Si mtasubuana na huyo jamaa? Haki kuna vitu nyingi tu hatujaambiwa venye walisubuana na watu. Kuna chacha zimetajwa, venye wengine wanatoa njora, wengine wanasema ua watu. But Jesus is still with them. He is still with them. He is still walking with them. Wengine wamemkana. He is still with them. Wengine wana, you know they have their own challenges. Kuna wengine wanakuwa the sons of Zada. Wanaweza ripuka kama radi. Lakini Jesus was still with them. It is hard work. Making your organization a team is hard work. Making the group of ladies a team is hard work. Making men, raising a team in the men's fellowship is hard work. Raising a team, even in your family, is hard work. But dividends are large. Utalipwa vizuri. Yani utafurahia matokeo. Utarelax. When did you come to realize the value of a team in your own life? When did you come to realize, or have you ever realized? Maybe unaweza sema now. When did you come? Because you have to have, if you haven't realized the value of a team, realize the value of a team now. That you need to be a team. You need to be a team. You need to be a team. You need to be sure that you work on yourself until you're a team. But when did you come to realize the value of a team in your life? You can know something there. Even you can say, I'm starting to understand team now. And I will raise a team. Are we together? So, reasons why we serve alone. Why do we serve alone? Why as you know, hii team inakaa kama ni kitu iko na matokeo mengi. Lakini bona hatuna team. Why don't we have a team? Why don't we have a team in our organizations, in our businesses, in our callings, even in our church? Nizakuta hakuna team. Hakuna team. Why are these leaders not leading teams? Number one, insecurity. And these are the 8 things you need to deal with. Until you deal with these 8 things, you will never be comfortable in raising a team. Insecurity is one of the reasons why. It's actually the number one reason why. Kwamba watu wataki team. Kwa sababu mtu anaogopa kushindwa. Anaogopa kujulikana weakness zake. Anaogopa, yani kuna vitu anaogopa tu, ako very insecure. So kuna vitu hawezi hata kukuambia. Kuna hawezi kukubali ukuwe na nguvu, because teamwork is about empowering the other person to do the work. Sindio? And majorly when you are very good team leader, unaleta watu, you acknowledge your weaknesses, and in those areas of weakness is where you raise somebody else to staff your weaknesses. So kuna mtu hataki kujulikana, hajui kufanya kila kitu fulani. So nakuta anafanya everything, and that is really insecurity. Na akiona kama kuna mtu ana note kwamba anaweza fanya hiyo kitu vizuri, Martin ameanza kuingia hapo, ameanza ni kama ana point some weaknesses. Martin anaambiwa not here. Not here. Not here. And that is a sign of insecurity. It is everywhere. Husbands have insecurities against their wives, and wives have insecurities against their husband and their children. They don't want anybody else to do the job. Nakuta nikianza kuona Patricia ameanza ni kama ameanza kukuja kama kiongozi. Namwambia mama, the woman's place is in the kitchen, sio huku. Na yeye mwingine, mama mwingine akiona baba ni kama ako gifted, anaanza kuharass, si ndio? Ama children. Insecurity, please note it as number 1. Check that whether you are insecure. What do you feel when somebody else has done the job? What do you feel? What do you feel when somebody else has another idea? What do you feel? You are there and you see somebody has given another idea. Check yourself slowly whether you always oppose those ideas. Because there are some people who oppose those. Unakuta tumekubaliana tunaenda hivi, halafu kesho unakuta tumeenda hivi. Those are signs of insecurity, and that's one. Then number 2 is ego. Ego ni nini sasa hiyo? Ni kama yani unataka tu kuonekana tu. Nasikia wanaume wanakuwa na ego, si ndio? Unataka kuonekana tu yeye ndiye anaweza sema. Yeye ndiye anaweza fanya, si ndio? Ako na hiyo ego. That's an emotional challenge that somebody needs to overcome. Sijasema iko na wanaume. Akiwa sahi pengine iko na wadada wengi kuliko men. Ego it cuts across. Some people, they just want to have their names being mentioned. Now, anytime you start mentioning another name, they have an issue with that. Number 3, fear. Fear is very common because some people are afraid to raise other people. They're just afraid. So halafu nikiinua halafu achukue hiki kitu. Halafu nikiwa sindio? There's a lot of fear. Fears ni nyingi. Sindio? Hata wengine wako na fear, what if nikiwaonyesha pini yangu, because that's empowering a team. Sindio? Nikiwaonyesha pini yangu halafu nikute, there's a lot of fears. Fears are always there, but fear is also something else, and fears are many. Selfishness. That's number 4. Selfishness. Kuna watu tu ni selfish. When you have a team, you have to share a few things. When you have a team, you have to share. You have to share. The wins, in an effective team, wins are frequent, And whatever is achieved is shared amongst the people. Hata kama ni shukulani. Lakini kuna watu wengine unakuta they are so selfish, hawangetaka kuona shukulani. Hata shukulani tu ikienda kwa mwingine. You need to look at yourself. This is our mirror today. We are mirroring ourselves. Actually, whenever you're starting leadership, never think of your leader, because that's the quickest way yenye mind yako inaweza kukupeleka. Whereby, when you say, let's study leadership, you never see yourself. You always see the leader. No. This is about yourself. Kama ingekuwa your leader, ndiye angekuwa ameketi wapi? Hapa. Whenever you're thinking of leadership, think about yourself. See yourself in relation to insecurity, ego, fear, self. Number 5, pride. Kiburi inaweza kuwa tu mingi tu. Kiburi ni shida ingine. Unajua, God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. Don't be so proud. Actually, unaweza usidhani ni wewe tu, hii kitu inaweza endelea hata bila we. If I don't wake up in the morning, do you know the church will continue? God forbid. But the church will still continue. The family continues. Everything continues as normal. There may be a few challenges, a few to start with, but coming there 5 years later, unaweza kuta bwana, the work paka wamenunua shamba, wamejenga magorofa. So please don't be so proud to think that it is you. Number 6, some people just are controllers. Control. They are just controllers. Kama haendeshi hiyo gari afadhali ilale tu hapo. They have to be in control. They have to be in These are the challenges that some people have, that they are not able to raise a team. If you feel like you have to be in control, hata huwezi think team. You cannot think team. You cannot think empowering any other person. You want to be in control. Number 7, laziness. Because raising a team is hard work. Some people, they know teamwork is good, but then they are lazy. Because you cannot raise a team if you are a lazy person. Hawezi raise a team. Huwezi kuwa coach mlezi. Kwa sababu teamwork itakustress, itakupeleka mbio. Itakupeleka mbio kabisa. Have you ever been able to, like even some of the challenges we have in our church here, trying to raising some teams. Hapo wakati umedhani tu iko karibu kuiva, then unakuta imekurudisha square 0. Steve amekuja hapa, ameongea na mtu fulani hapa, mjuu sasa ndio ameshika ijiri kabisa. Hafu tu akipiga ile kona hivi, watu jamaa tembea hivi anasema kuni kwangu. Hey, imagine what you feel. But people who lead teams, they are never discouraged. They have the strength, because leading a team needs a lot of energy. You have to be very strong. Lazy people cannot lead teams. So one of the challenges can be laziness. Number 8, lack of training. You don't know how to raise a team. Because for you to raise a team, lazima ukuwe umejua hiyo game. Si ndio? Sheria za hiyo game. Unajua kenye kinahitajika ndio raise a team. So wakati mwingine unakuta we are not able to raise effective teams, because even us who are supposed to raise the team, we have not been trained. We don't even know what we are raising. We don't even know what we want to do to achieve. Lack of training. So those are some of the 8 things that you need to slowly think about. Slowly think about them. Look at them. If you have them, start dealing with them. Because with them, you'll never raise a team. With the 8, you will never raise a team. You have to deal with them first before you raise a team. So now, there are some steps that Jesus took to build his team. And we're using Jesus as the best example. The best example of leadership ni Jesus. Yes, ndio. Kampuni yake bado imesimama. 2000 years later. Kampuni yake bado imesimama na inasonga mbele. This is a leader that you need to embrace. And that's why Christians, we have an advantage. Because mpaka tuko na mtu wa kusoma na yeye. Si tu kumbelieve tu, hata kusoma na yeye. Kwamba vile alihandle people relations. Vile alihandle watu. Can you imagine Mary Magdalene is one of the greatest team players kwa timu ya Jesus. Mwenye huyu anakuja analetwa hapo akiwa ametoka ukahaba in the morning. Look at Jesus as a team builder. Look at Jesus. On how I say wenye, imagine people like Saul. People wananyonga watu. They become actually the strongest pillars in his team. So Jesus, he knows how to build a team. So learn from him. I'm just saying that Christians have a high advantage. Do you know most of the team leadership trainers, they may not mention the Bible, but there's a lot they borrow there. They may not mention Jesus. Kuna vitu nyingi sana wametoa kwa Jesus. Hawezi mention kwa sababu wengine sio wa imani hiyo ya yetu. So sisi tuko na advantage. You can raise a team. When you raise the best of the teams, he lives in your inside. He lives in your inside. Pengine ndio umtumii vizuri. Ukimtumia vizuri atakuonyesha how to deal with different kinds of people. You think you have different personality. You know, sister, let's lead about different personality. That's okay. Look at Jesus' team. Iko na hata personalities zingine haziwezi eleweka. Lakini was mpaka kuna mwizi huko ndani. And he has everybody. He has everybody, and he is meeting madmen. You don't even have a madman. He is meeting madmen and he is transforming them to be leaders. He is meeting, okay, I don't want to get there, but let's look at Jesus, how he built his team. And through the hands of the apostles, many signs and wonders were done among the people. And believers were increasingly added to the Lord, multitudes of both men and women. Sasa knows the hands of Jesus now. His story may change. Now, these guys, when you are fishermen, these are the same guys we are talking about. Wamechange mpaka majina. Walikuwa to a fishermen, sasa unaitwa apostles. Now, through the hands of the apostles. Don't forget, these are the same people. Between fisherman na apostle ni a team leader. Somebody who knows how to raise teams. Ndiye aliingia tu hapo katikati. Wenye wanaitwa wavuvi wa samaki. Sasa ndio hao sasa wanapeleka injili. They are changing nations. Actually, there is a time they were mentioned that the people who have turned the world upside down. That is one of the statements that was mentioned by some people somewhere when they looked at the church. Wakasema hapa kuna watu ambao wameturn the world upside down. The same people ambao walikuwa na Jesus. What happened? Number one, selection. Selection is very, very important. Selection is very, very. Each member of the team brought unique skills and experiences that added value to the whole. Kwamba when you look at your team, when you're looking at your team, lazima ukijua kwamba hawa watu, everybody analeta unique skills and experiences that add value to the team. Everyone that you have brought to that team. Even this can become a big team. But as a leader, you have to identify na ujue kwamba every one of us akona unique even to you as a leader. Akona a unique skill. Akona even unique experiences. Zinaweza tumika vizuri. Ukiwa kiongozi mzuri zatumika vizuri. Vitatumika vizuri. I love the story, what Jesus said about that lady, Mary Magdalene? Mwenye alikuja na alabasta box, and then some guys there, walikuwa wamejua huyo hawezi ingia kwa hii team. Huyo hawezi hubiri. Yani walikuwa wameshajua hivyo. Simon the leper. Simon ameshatupa huyo mama nje tayari. But I love what Jesus said. Jesus amwambia Simon, sikiza vizuri. Kwanza alimuita mara mbili. Kitu na Jesus mara mbili, ujue kuna mahali umeenda mrama. Amwambia Simon, tangu nikuje kwa hii nyumba kuna hiyo story. Lakini akasema, but you need to know something. Huyu mama, whenever this gospel will be preached, and alimueleza the destiny, what I'm going to do to this lady. At whenever this gospel is preached, hata kosa kukuwa mentioned. Yani wewe disciples wakitajwa, hata yatakuwa si tunamtaja hata sahi. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu alikuwa a lost lady who met a leader. Can you say a lost lady who met a leader? So the lost people, they are supposed to meet who? Leaders. If they meet people who know how to build teams, good leaders, even the lost, they will become great people. The lost people, they need. So selection is number one. And when you're selecting each member, you need to know that each member brings, I'm saying selection because in some areas, you can have the opportunity of selecting. Wambie katika hii team, hebu nichagulie watu 5. Sasa umepatiwa na opportunity. Lakini timu nyingi unahitaji kubuild, hauna hiyo opportunity ya kuselect. Maybe kuna somebody alikuselectia watu akakurushia. Sasa you have to raise a team from there. Si ndio? Maybe ni watu ambao wako kwa life fulani ambao sasa you need to make them a team. Maybe ni family. Do you select family really? Si ni Joanne tu uliselect. Si ndio? Sasa lazima make sure hiyo ni team. Sasa mko 7. So you have to raise that family to be a team. But first of all, you need to identify these people as skilled differently. They may not look like it, but they are skilled differently. Number 2, demonstration. This is now when the leader comes in. After having this team that is uniquely gifted, now as a leader, you have to show leadership. Demonstrate. Demonstration. And the challenge we may be having is that some of the leaders, what they are demonstrating to the team is not leadership. But as a leader, this is difficult work. Being a leader is difficult work. You have to demonstrate the right thing. Demonstrate ni kama maandamano. Ni kama unatokelezea, unaonekana, si ndio? Lazima uonekane. Ile kuanzia sura yako, matendo yako, maneno yako, kila kitu yako lazima i-demonstrate what you want to raise in the other person. That's what demonstration is all about. That whenever you're becoming a team leader and you want to raise a team, unawaambukiza nini? Kwa sababu kile una demonstrate ndio wanaambukizwa nacho. Ukiwaonyesha kitu mbaya, wanakuwa wabaya wote. Ukionyesha kitu, so Jesus was very good in demonstration. Jesus modeled effective servant leadership. You need to know that you are modeling. Wewe sasa ni una model. Hao watu wako chini yako unawa model. Hao watoto wako unawa model. What are you making out of them? Kwa sababu ni kama Mungu amekupatia ni kama clay, uumbe. Amekupatia the raw materials. Sasa kile kitaumbika hapo ni wewe umeumba. Ni wewe umeumba. Ile timu itatokea hapo, ikishindwa ball ni wewe umeumba hiyo timu. Ikishinda bado ni wewe ikishindwa na maisha, nani ameumba? Ni wewe kiongozi. So Jesus alijua kwamba lazima nikue mtu mwenye I must demonstrate. I must demonstrate leadership. Servant leadership. I want them to be servant leaders. That is the goal. I want to have a team of servant leaders. So I must demonstrate servant leadership. Usiku mchana, na he did that for 3 years. And he was human. Usianze kusema alikuwa Mungu. He was human. He was the incarnate. He was God who became a man. Not who pretended to be a man. God who was 100% man. As a man, he was able to go through the emotions of people. And he was able to demonstrate his servant leadership to everybody. He imparted to his team what God had imparted to him. That's where it all starts. Demonstration is very, very important. As you raise a team, wherever God has placed you, demonstration is, people will not do what you say. They will do what you are. Ukiona sign, uko nje, wakati mwingine niwe, people are just mirroring your image. What you have given to them. Sinikwambia siku nyingine tukiwa huko shule, kuna wakati zamani, Patricia najua, mtoto ungemshika hapo angekuita kijina fulani mpaka ushangae. Halafu unatandika mtoto. Tandika mama, chana mtoto. Hiyo community yake ndio, unakuta the language inaongelewa pale nyumbani, ndio mtoto anaongea. Kwa sababu huyu mama na huyu pengine baba hakurealize ana raise a team ya life yake. So ana demonstrate mbaya. Anaonyesha maneno mabaya, tabia mbaya. Sitaki kuingia pale, lakini kuna watoto wamefunzwa vitu mingi bwana. Hata tabia. Siku hizo za mwanzo wakati hatukuwa tumeendelea sana. The teams za kwanza tulileta. You find these young boys and young girls in the evening. And not even in the evening. And they know they are just children. So they're not hiding anything. Unakuta kasichana kamekimbizwa na kaboy, kameshikwa hivi na kaboy, katoto hivi tu kamtaane, halafu kameanza kubehave kama mtu mzima. Unamuita mtoto definitely unamcancel, lakini ukienda nyumbani kwao utagundua Hiyo ndio demonstration. That is what is always demonstrated. So demonstration is very, very important when you're leading a team. What are you demonstrating? Number 3, affirmation. Affirmation, very, very important. Affirmation. Affirmation ni kama kuambia wako sawa. I am with you. You are part of the team. Affirmation. Can you imagine how Jesus affirmed Peter after denying him? Kama ingekuwa ni sisi bwana. Hasa jamaa amekukana mara 3 akiangalia kwa uso. Kwa uso hivi. But Jesus hakuforget kwamba this is my boy. Huyu ndiye hata alikuwa the first person to know who I am through the revelation. This is the guy mwenye huyu ndiye nimeweka kila kitu ndani yake. Kila kitu ndani yake. I don't want to use one instance to destroy what I've been building for 3 years. And actually, that was actually at the tail end of the 3.5 years. This Peter guy, mwenye umeweka kila kitu ndani. Umemfunza kila kitu. He is the only guy who knows how to walk on water. Jesus alitake time na huyu jamaa. Huyu jamaa ni jamaa wake. Yani kama, kwa hiyo team, huyu ni mtu wake huyo. To an extent, even some people think the church is built on Peter. Sindio? Waliposoma Matthew 16. Kwamba on this, you are Peter and on this rock I'll build my church. So, and they don't have a doubt because they believe vile Jesus aliweka kwa Peter. Huyu jamaa ndiye akona kila kitu yote. And huyu jamaa ndiye akona Jesus kabisa. Paka anaambia Jesus, wewe huwezi sulubiwa nikiwa alive. Wewe ukiwa alive, it can never happen. Paka I Jesus akona njora. Kumbe anasema hivyo kwa sababu akopaka na siraha. Eti wajaribu kushika mdosi. Wajaribu kushika mdosi. Ndio watajua hawajui. Jesus paka alistuka. Anaona jamaa ametoa panga bwap. Kaambia bwana Peter, rudisha panga. Rudisha panga. Yeye ipiganwe hivyo. But I want you to see the passion of Peter and the commitment to the leader. But this is the same guy who did the worst of the worst. Wakati amekuwa cornered on the last day, the day of the crucifixion and the day of the arrest of Jesus. Akaambiwa na nimeona kama wewe ni mmoja wao. Na Jesus ako hapo, si eti yako mbali. Akasema me over my dead body. Mimi, I don't know you. I don't know you. I have never seen you. Mimi sikujui. Who are you? Don't know him. The second time. I want you to teach you something about affirmation. You don't affirm people because they are good. You affirm people because they belong to the team. And don't get that challenge of quickly writing people off because of a mistake. We learn from the best. The best is Jesus. The second time, Jesus ako tu pale. Ako pale. Akaenda Peter, akaenda kuota moto mahali fulani. Akaambiwa, wewe unaona kama wewe ni wa jamaa. Akasema mimi simjui. And the third time, yani easily slip of the tongue. Easily by mistake, he is actually denying him. He's actually denying him. But then look at Jesus now. Now Jesus dies. Jesus rises again. Jesus comes back. And Jesus tells Mary Magdalene, go and tell my disciples and Peter. Specific. Very specific. Alikuwa anajua huyu nikikosa kutaja jina yake hata kuja hiyo meeting. Akasema enda muite mkutano ya kanisa na mwambie Ruth akuje. Are you getting me? Enda muite mkutano na mwambie Steve akuje. Why is Steve being mentioned? Why is Peter being mentioned? Because Peter cannot come to that meeting. He knows he has messed up. Because good leaders, they go for people. And then Peter comes to Jesus. And I want you to see Jesus now talking to Peter. Akaanza kumuita. Kwanza kamuita mkutano yake mwenyewe. Kaambia Peter, do you love me? Do you love me? Ona what they are talking about. See, Peter, did you deny me? I think sisi tungekuja hivyo. Peter, why did you deny me? Peter, bona ulinanipinga hivyo mara 3. Bona you are the last person I thought ataniacha. We Peter uko. We Peter ni nini? Kwani umeanza kuingiana na adui zangu? We Peter, bona aki. Nilikuwa na uchungu alafu No. We are talking of a mentor. Not somebody who is emotionally broken. This is Peter. Jesus. Peter, do you love me? Say, yes, Jesus. You know I love you. then go and feed my sheep. Peter, do you love me? Do you love me? I'm just saying, affirmation is very, very important when you are raising a team. And some of us have lost the best of the best because of lack of affirmation. Because we concentrate on a mistake. We concentrate on a mistake. We really concentrate on the mistake rather than seeing the whole picture. Huyu mtu umemraise, huyu mtu mko na yeye, umemwapatia all the knowledge, umempatia kila kitu. Obvious. Error is too human. Bwana, wake up, leader. Error is too human. People will mess. Even the best can mess. Even the best and the best and the best can mess. But we need affirmation. Even though the disciples were often confused and self-centered, Jesus continued to affirm their potential by investing in them. His affirmation was more than words. It was his life poured into them. Jesus hakuchoka. So mwenzako acha kuchoka haraka bwana. Leaders hawachoki haraka hivyo. People who can see the big picture, the mission, they never get tired quickly. They'll never get tired. They'll never get tired. They're still there. So how do you affirm? How do you affirm your team? This affirmation is a big thing. You can even see on the notes. It's the only one imekuwa very well explained. Because it's big. Because some people have lost good people for lack of affirmation. When you behave like a policeman, that you always arrest people for wrongdoing, then that is not leadership. That's leadership. Leaders wako tofauti. Usikue kama karao huko kwa mtaa. Imagine society. Everybody who messes akicheza football hapo ameshika hardball. Have you ever seen these guys who know? You know like kama kitu kama football may develop with time, yeah? Senior. For many years. I don't know how old it is. It must be very old. Some of the sports like football, rugby, they must be very old. So they have really polished this thing called team. That's why I'm telling you, if you want to study team, study things like football. Enda uone World Cup. Uone jamaa ameingiza mbao kwao. Uone venye anakuwa treated. Hanyongwi. Wake up, Christians. Sisi ketu kamoja hivi. Hata si bao ameingiza kwetu. Amekuja late kwa meeting. Nyonga. I'm not saying that we become, but we need to train people that they need to come on time. Sindio? But I'm just saying, some of the organizations, like there's a time, and you may look at this, you go and look at this. There's this guy, mwenye ni CEO wa Coca-Cola, anaitwa James. And I was listening to him the other day. Nikaona tu atoko fulani. The guy was speaking, ni CEO wa Coca-Cola. Akasema, what? CEO wa Coca-Cola? Kila kitu ikae kando, nasikiza huyu. Because this thing, see you from 19 what? It is still the best and the best in how they do things. So you can learn a lot of skills when you study things that have been there for many years. When it comes to affirmation, look at football. Ona jamaa akibolo imekuja karibu tu, ile tu ni siku ya pena. Ni ile ya mwisho kabisa. Yani zile zimeenda. This is World Cup now. The World Cup. Ni timu moja itaenda na hiki kikombe, si ndio? Ni pena sasa. Na sasa India mwisho. This is the one it determine kama the whole of this country will rejoice or the whole of this country will not rejoice. Jamaa ameipiga. Sijui alikuwa ameangalia wapi. Goal ikiwa hapa. Ameipiga nje. Halafu amelose, amelia, and then you find when they go home they are celebrated. And in the next game he is playing. Please, can you say affirmation again? It is well, it is a lot of time taken there. And these are good leaders who have done this. These are people who have tried leadership. They are exhorting affirmation. How do you affirm? Treat them as leaders with value and potential. Always. Even Peter, he has denied you 3 times. Treat him like somebody who is of value and potential. Know how to separate the action and the person. Sindio? You need to know that as a leader. You separate the person from the problem. Sindio? You can say no to the problem, but not to the person. You are speaking to the person, but you are saying no to the problem, not to the person. But sometimes when we are not well skilled as leaders, we say no to the person, and then we mess everything. We say no to the... unaambiwa uonyeshe mtu makosa yake. Kumbe hata sio makosa unakosoa, ni yeye. Unaambia wewe kwanza unaga akili. Sasa hukuambiwa hiyo, uliambiwa umuonyeshe makosa yake. Do you know even after a conflict, people, good leaders, you can still work together. You can still work together. You know, I don't want to go to some people I've read about that they are still working together with people that they really had a conflict with. Yani walikuwa na conflict ile, but they are still working together. Many years later, they are still friends. Why happens? What happened? Because they're able to see people in their value and their potential. If you want to have a good team, treat people as leaders with value. With value and with potential. Usiwadhalalishe, usionyeshe kama hawana value. Usionyeshe kama ni watu bure. Show people that they are people of value all the time. Actually, do you know, anytime you go to a meeting, anytime you call for a family meeting, you want to speak to your wife, to your children, you want to speak to your church, the first thing that you do is affirmation. The first thing, anytime you don't go that direction, you mess things up. Mtu hawezi ingia pale hivi kwa mlango, hapo umeanza story. Na ujue sijui kufanya kitu, you don't go that direction. Allow the people to sit down. Then start by affirmation. Steve, you have been a good guy. Tumekuwa na wewe kwa miaka 5. Na kweli umekuwa mtu mzuri. I believe in you. I believe that you are a good leader. But yesterday, there's something that you did not get right. Unakuta, you will correct the person, they will feel okay. Hata kama mtaachana, bado hamjaachana. Paka anakumbuka that is a leader. Mwenye alituachanisha is a leader. That's how you do affirmation. Number 2, commit to honest and regular communication with them. People who you are working with, please commit yourself to honest and regular communication with them. Communication. Not just talking, communication. And communication is a skill. Sindio? Communication is a skill. Communication is everything. If you're doing it regular, communication has everything to do with your words, your tone, your body language. Sindio? The message, the messenger, noise, or the absence of it. All those are things that do good or bad communication. And it's supposed to be regular. So come a regular communication. Itasaidia your team. Then you have to go to a communication school. You must do that. Because what we use more than anything else is communication. Imagine a father who doesn't know how to communicate. Adiye baba yenu. Baba ye. A father who doesn't know how to communicate. Na diye baba yenu. Diye your husband. And the greatest thing that happens in that house is communication. Ama ni nini? Even when you are silent, you're still communicating. Communication is not just talking, even when you are quiet. But now you are so poor in communication, and this is your team. This is your team. So communicate with them honestly and regularly. That's how people feel affirmed. People feel that tuko sawa, because even the leader is always communicating to us the right way of communication. Number 3, or point 3, provide training. Provide training for personal and professional growth. 2 areas. Kama unataka kutrain watu, train watu kwa njia mbili. Personal growth as the number 1. Personal growth. Things to do with their character, things to do with their leadership, things to do with their self-image. That's personal growth. Sindio? Personal growth. Then professional growth. But provide hizo. Ndio maana sasa sisi hatusemi we are the best, lakini tukaleta hizi manual, and we have done this for the last 2 years. Why? Because we want you to be a good leader on personal and professional areas. So be sure they clearly understand your expectations for each person on the team. That again has to do with the communication. You have communicated the expectations. Why are they here? Ni nini unataka wafanye? Umewapatia, yani kazi yao iko well described. Kwamba this is what I expect of you. This is what I expect of you in this season or whatever, hata kama ni kitu ina change, but communicate your expectations for each person on the team. The next point, very, very important. Provide resources needed to do the work with excellence. Usipatie mtu kazi na hujampatia vyombo vya kazi. Na sometimes it happens. Unapatia mtu kazi lakini umpatii vyombo vya kazi. Na unataka hiyo kazi ifanywe. Umemwambia nikute umepaint hii wall na hujampea rangi. Sasa ukikuta haikujapakwa rangi, shida iko wapi? Sio yeye hajui kupaint. Kuna kitu pia ulikuwa unafaa kuprovide, because when you are raising a team, you are the provider of some few things. So provide the resources that are needed to accomplish that task. Sindio? Offer a safe environment where team members can share struggles and failures. Those two things are very, very important. And you create a safe environment. You know, some of the organizations that we have, there is only one thing that can be shared: success. Mtu mwenye amefail huko aongei. Actually, akifail hawezi rudi home. But can you provide, if you're raising a team, this team, people will struggle. People will struggle. People are struggling. Not even if they will struggle. People are struggling as they train themselves to be leaders. Wanakutana na challenges. Wamemesi pale, wamemesi pale. People are struggling, people are failing. But there's no way you can say these are your team members na usikilizi their struggles and their failures. Any leader who doesn't listen to your struggle and your failure, he is not your leader. People wanapenda leaders na wanapenda team ambayo akivunjika mguu akicheza ball anafanywa nini? Huyo amevunjika mguu, tupende huko kwa barabara. Leta mwingine. Is that what you do? There's a bench. There's a bench. What is a bench? A bench is a safe place. Sindio? In a bench kuna daktari. Sindio? Is a place of rest. Sindio? A place of bench kuna mambo zake. That's why you have a bench. A bench is for those team players who are struggling and who are failing. Mtu akipewa red card, anaenda kama ameenda home. You know, whether we need to learn a lot about sports. For us to do either the leadership. Jamaa amepewa red card. Red card. Amepewa red card. Wengine wa ile timu ya jirani wanaosema toka. Wewe ni wa timu yako. Huwezi ingia kwa hiyo wimbo. Toka. Wewe ingia kwa hiyo wimbo. Wewe, this is your guy na amekukuta kwa bench. So kukuta pale kwa bench penye amekukuta umeketi. Si ndio? Ama umesimama ukikula Big G. Siko ndio ukiwa coach ama captain. Ukiwa pale hivi, si ndio? Jamaa amepewa red card. Amekuja. What do? Unamwambia Peter ukienda home. You are fired. No. You find them, even they are saying hello to them. Unakuta, now you go and watch those guys that wamepewa red card. Uone jamaa, huyu ni captain. Ni captain ama ni coach? Nani kwa hapo na suit ya blue? Ni coach. Huyo jamaa amekuja hapo paka analia, amemwekelea, yani anamtuliza. Amepewa red card. They may be losing because of this guy. But unakuta they are still, he's still giving him a lot of attention. Anajua, this is only once. This may be the best player we'll ever have in this team. Give people a place to share their struggles, to share their failures. If you are raising a family, please allow a platform where every family member can share struggles and failures. Sindio? Lakini family zingine kuna kitu kama hiyo kweli. Failure unaenda ukiondaga. Sindio na yule mtoto alipata B akajinyonga, hakufika home. B. Imagine. B. Na wazazi ni watu wachache wako huko wakuabudiwa. Yani imagine. Ndio inashangaza kwa na watu sana. Shangazi huyu Hassan. The people who are destroying families are seated in church. Provide opportunities for increased responsibilities. Trust them with something. Give them responsibilities. Kukiwa na opportunity, mutume. Provide opportunities for increased responsibilities. Actually, jaribu aende tu. Wacha akafanya makosa, mtarekebisha. Lakini hutaijua nguvu zake kama utaimwachia kazi. Mwachie kidogo. Haumpatii kwa sababu ni perfect. Unamwachia kwa sababu unataka aelewe responsibility. Na hii hainaga theory. There's no theory to leadership. It has to be practiced. It has to be practiced. How can it be practiced when you're not giving them opportunities? Send them to the shop. Uone kama ataleta change. Ile siku ya kwanza hakuleta change, si ndio? Na ukamwelekeza vizuri kumwambia pana, that's not how it is done. For you to know they have changed, what do you do now? You send them to the shop. Have nakuta, haya jamaa ameleta change. It's always like that, yeah? Place team members to serve in the area of giftedness. You place them in the area of your giftedness. Because sometimes you may be struggling because you have placed people in the wrong place. Umestadi huyu jamaa, umejua gift yake iko wapi. Kusema ako na gift, kusema atakuwa perfect kwa hiyo area. Lakini umemwalign kwa area yake ya gift. You place them in the area of their giftedness. Then, give public recognition for even small accomplishments. Hiyo ni kitu ingine mzuri sana, si ndio? Actually, mtu akikukosea umkosoe. Anaweza shindwa kwa nini hujaimpongeza. Siku zile zote amefanya vizuri. Na kama kiongozi unastahili kuwa na lugha yani mzuri, like you give public recognition. Public recognition even for even small accomplishments. People who hujawahi wapatia public recognition, you have no business correcting them. Wataelewa hiyo correction vibaya. That's why some people are having a hard time to correct people. Because the only time they heard your voice is when you are correcting them. When they did good, you didn't speak. When they did good, ulikuta kila kitu iko sawa, hauongei. Maji imewekwa hapo, hauongei. Lakini siku ile utakuta maji imemwagika hapo ndio unaongea. Ndio unaongea. That's not leadership. You cannot lead a team that way. Every good team leader ako so secure. Anaweza recognize mtu publicly. Anaweza sema hii ushindi yote ni huyu ameleta. So you need to have that one in your affirmation. Offer evaluations that can help team members understand weaknesses and chart a course for improvement. Wasaidie kujievaluate. Wasaidie njia fulani ya kujua kama wamegrow. Kama wamefika kiwango fulani. Wasaidie. Like the way teachers give some cut. Continuous assessment test. You give a cut. You can even give them some responsibilities. Waone kama kile uliwafunza wamekielewa. Are we together? Offer evaluation that can help team members to understand their weaknesses and chart a course for improvement. The second last one, show loyalty to your team. Just that najua the team showing loyalty to you. Sasa ni you as the leader, show loyalty to your team. What do we mean by showing loyalty? Let the team members know that you are standing with them. Sindio? Mtu kukuonyesha loyalty, anakuwa amefanya nini? Si anakuonyesha kama wewe kiongozi, kwamba akona wewe. So that's what loyal people. Loyal people are those people who they speak well of us. Sindio? They are standing with us. They are always, unajua, this is a loyal team player. Kwa sababu ya vinyanasimama na kiongozi. Sasa, when you are raising a team, sio wao wa kuonyesha loyalty, ni wewe. Waonyeshe loyalty. And a few things about loyalty is standing with the team at all times. Stand with that person at all times. Jesus was loyal to Peter. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Si ni kweli? Yeah, alionyesha huyu jamaa, mimi niko na wewe at all times. At all times. He showed loyalty. These people that you are raising, show loyalty to them. Actually, wasisikie ni wewe ulisema hiyo kitu. Wasisikie ulikuwa kwa hiyo story don't be part of the people who are beating them. Be part of the people who are supporting them. Show this loyalty for you. Loyalty also means speaking well. I hope you're noting these points. Loyalty also means speaking well of the team publicly and privately. That if that person hears something that you said as their leader, it was something that was well spoken, whether it is public or privately. And that's why as a leader, who is raising a team, you watch your tongue above all things. Kwa sababu unalaze people, unalaze watoto, hawajui mambo mingi, so they'll keep on messing around. They keep on messing around. So kama wana mess, na wewe haujajua kwamba wana grow, then you are speaking that mess outside their privately, you will never have a team. You'll never have a team. So loyalty, I'm just trying to define loyalty for you. Loyalty means standing with the team, speaking well of the team, publicly and privately, supporting their growth, no competition, and you're committed to the mission. That's what loyalty is all about. That's what we demand from our followers. But let me tell you, that's what they demand from us. As a leader, show loyalty to your team. Wacha wajue kama kuna mtu atasimama na mimi ni kiongozi wangu. Kama kuna mtu hata miss hiyo shida yangu ni kiongozi wangu. Kama kuna mtu hawezi niongea vibaya, kama kuna mtu hawezi ongea my weaknesses, ni kiongozi wangu. By the way, one of the things you need to know about leadership, let your tongue not be quick to mention weaknesses. Your tongue should be quick to mention strengths. And if it is your weakness you are mentioning, you don't make mention of weaknesses to the other person. You make mention of weakness to that person. If I have a weakness, your agenda is to help me and to make me part of your team, you can only mention that weakness to me. If you go and tell my weakness to Pastor Leah, you have no interest with me, you have no interest with my team, me being part of your team. And that's how you show loyalty to your team. You speak well of them. Offer a clear and a compelling vision. Let them know the vision. Let it be clear for them. Let it be compelling. Can you just see how affirmation has been deeply taught in that lesson? Because affirmation is a strength in your leadership. You will never have a team if you don't affirm them. Number 4, multiplication. This Jesus model. He also did a lot of multiplication. What is multiplication? After Jesus' death, resurrection, and ascension, his leadership team led a rapid advance of the early church. Jesus had now handed the baton to them. They moved forward with the ministry and that had previously belonged to Jesus, ministering to the needy and declaring his message of forgiveness and salvation. His ministry multiplied and extended dramatically through his experienced team, and they recruited and trained leaders. Multiplication, not addition, is always the result of long... Multiplication, not addition, is always a result of long-term, intentional team building process. Never expect multiplication in your business, in your family, in your organization kama hakuna long-term, intentional team building process. For you to have multiplication, do you need multiplication? Ama unataka plus? Unataka 1 plus 1? Ama unataka 2 times 2? Mimi nataka times. Jesus alikuwa na multiplication effect katika kazi zake. Kwa sababu aliweza alikuwa na long term, very patient, long term training. But at the end, the results, the dividends are very high. Multiplying your efforts. Who is someone that you can begin to invest in and integrate into your team? Jiulize hiyo swali. There has to be a person mwenye unafaa kuingiza kwa team. Kwa team. Umufanyie ile vitu tumesema. Acknowledge, demonstrate good leadership, umpatie affirmation. Halafu, we jamaa, after time, what you are doing alone, kutakuwa na multiplication effect. Especially parents, we are talking about your children. Sindio? And leaders, we are talking about the other leaders in your team. You need to raise people. Sindio? Kukuwa na multiplication effect. So, what do you do now? What are some of the things that you can allow them to do? That's a good question. What are some of the things that you can allow them to do? Like allow them to do. Allow them to do. There has to be some of the things they can do. How can you affirm them in doing them? When they are doing them, Bwana, please, I beg you, nakubisichi kama Paul, affirm them. Usichunge kazi na nyahunyu. Unalezi leaders. Unalezi leaders na unajua kiongozi akona, they will never have the courage to do the work. You want to teach somebody to do keyboard here. Halafu uko hapa hivi na nyahunyu. Piga hiyo key. Hata hiyo key ataisahau. Some of the people that we have, they are very good in their work, but we are so much in hands-on. And we are carrying rungus. Even what they know, wanashindwa kuexpress. But name of the team member. In that one circle, name of a team member. Name that person. Andika jina ya mtu hapo. Lazima kuna mtu hapo. Tafini lazima kuna mtu hapo. Hata kama ni huyo. Name that person. It's not easy work, but the results, give it 2 years. You like it. But you have to name that person because you are a leader. Then, what are responsibilities that you can give them? You give away. Responsibility to give away, not to give and come back for them. You know how leadership is done by some leaders? They tell you to do something, kesho ukimes, unakuta umeachishwa kazi na imepewa mwingine ama leader ameifanya. That's not how leadership is done. No. Then ways to, how do you affirm them? Those 3 circles are very, very important for the rest of your life. Very, very important. Know a team member. Mwenye hujai muempower. Please, mwandike jina yake hapo. Halafu sasa, si unamuempower? Halafu unajua zile responsibilities that you give away. Then, what is the result? Equals? What is equals? Multiplication. Multiplication. You can double the results. You can double the results zenye unapata. You can double it. 5 keys to an effective team. How do you do to raise an effective team? Number 1, consecrate that team. Consecrate. That means commit to God and to commitment to God and to each other. Hizi timu zetu tuzipeane kwa God. Tuzipeane kwa God. Hiyo timu yako ipeane kwa God. Ipeane kwa God. Mungu aingie kwa hiyo team. Hiyo business team, wacha God hata ajue ndiye kiongozi wa hiyo timu yako. Usikue God. Don't play God. Don't play God in your team. Allow God to be God in that team. But consecration is very, very important. Wherever you give. Then number 2 is concentration. Concentration is focus. Focus. Help that team to focus on the vision and on the mission. Help that team to focus. You know, when we were doing the other leadership book, teamwork, I think it should be many months ago, that if you want to raise a team, make sure they are talking about your vision. Because what talks about gets done. Yeah, thank you, Carol. Nasikia ulikuwa kwa class. What gets talked about gets done. And that is why you need to know whether your goals are being achieved by what people talk about. Ukikutana mtu nikutane tu na Pastor Lea pale nje. Na mimi ndio Linda, nataka kumsikia vizuri. Nisikia naongea kuhusu nini? Inanieleza mambo mengi sana Kenya ataniambia. Kama hata nieleza anything that is related to our mission, tuko mbali. You are supposed to raise a people, when you meet, they talk to you more about the vision and about the achievements. Are we together? So, concentration is whereby you focus on the vision and the mission. Sindio? Number 3, communication. Communicate. Very, very important. Silence, not distance, separates us. Please, don't agree to keep quiet. Please, don't agree to keep quiet. You know, the easiest shortcut ni kunyamazia mtu. Do you know, when you keep quiet on somebody, and this is psychologically proven, when you keep quiet on somebody, ni kama kumpiga, the same effect. Unajua unashapiga mtu piga slap mzuri. Ile slap mzuri imeingia vizuri hapa vizuri. The same effect ya hiyo slap in that person's brain is the same effect ya kunyamazia mtu. Sijui umempiga slap ngapi? Maybe hata hana uso sasa. And these are true things. This is life. This is life. You cannot just live anyhowly and you raise teams. You should never keep quiet on people. You should never keep quiet on anyone. When you are raising a team, you don't keep quiet on your husband, on your wife, on your children, on your managers, on your team players, on your colleagues. You don't keep quiet. Silence, not distance, is what separates us. So communicate. And then we said communication is a skill, by the way. We talked about that. Yeah? So it's not just communicate, it's a skill. It's a skill. You need to know how to communicate. Number 4, cultivate. Cultivate. Cultivation is when you serve and invest on each other. You train each other. You help each other in their weaknesses. That's cultivation. Ni kama kulimia. Sindio? Unalimia huyo mtu. Unamsaidia. Unampatia kitabu fulani asome. Unampeleka kozi fulani asome. That's how you cultivate. That's how you cultivate. Najua siku moja nimeenda kazi asubuhi. Kwa nafanya kazi mahali fulani. So nikaenda kwa mdosi wetu. Hafa kanipatia barua ya kuingia kwa course fulani. Paka nikasema, kwa nini tena? Lakini nikaelewa. Paka inalipiwa. Mbona napelekwa shule? Ni kwa sababu ni mjinga ama ni nini? That's what you think when you're not very good in leadership. But these people, they want you to be a good leader. They want to have a good team behind them. Sasa ndio nigundua kumbe kwa hizo kazi kuna seasons watu hutumwa kwenda kusoma. Wanatumwa place fulani kusoma. So cultivate. Watume mahali. Kuna ka conference fulani na unajua atasaidika, si ndio? Waingize kwa gari, watume huko. Unawasaidia. That's your team. That's how you cultivate the team. Number 5, celebrate. This is just a summary of what we have been talking about here. Celebrate. Rejoice with each other. Always sharing credit for each victory. Celebrate your team. Share credit. Share victory together. Talk about the victory. Are we together? So those are the 5 keys of an effective team. Concentration, communication, cultivation, celebration. If you have those things as you raise your team, you'll have the multiplication effect. Team members must share vision and trust, identify gifts, set goals, complement weaknesses, communicate well, work together, forgive freely, benefit mutually, and finish strong. That's another summary of what we have just said. Team members must share vision. So in raising a team, know what they're talking about. Yani motivate, uwasaidie, paka wanakuwa na hiyo mzigo. Paka wanaongea about the vision. They share vision. They earn trust. They earn trust. You show them loyalty. They show you loyalty. You trust each other. You identify gifts, set goals, complement weaknesses. Yeah. Communicate well. Work together. There's supposed to be forgiveness. Don't be paid to forgive. Forgive freely and then benefit from which and finish strong. How can you invest time and resources to grow a strong team? This is on your strategic formation. We are talking about, we're still on our 3 goals. Spiritual formation, skill formation, strategic formation. Now in strategic now is when you know to release a team to do the job. You already know the job, you want them to do the job. How can you invest time and resources to grow a strong team? You need to look for ways of investing time and resources to grow a strong team. Some of those team players, they need time with you, my friend. They need time with you so that they can learn something from you. Invest time. Some of those team players, they need some of your resources so that they can grow. Are we together? And they can become a strong team. So results of teamwork. Result of teamwork. This is Jesus now. And he himself, he gave some apostles, some prophets. Sinao ni wale watu sawa. Sindio? Wamegrow sasa, unasikia majina yenyewe yanaitwa fishermen, sasa wanaitwa aje? Fishermen sasa wamesonga. Wamesonga. When he ascended, now he gave to them. So he gave some apostles, he gave some prophets, evangelists, some pastors and teachers for the equipping of the saints, for the work of ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we will all come to the unity of faith and to the knowledge of the Son of God, to a perfect man, to the measure and the stature of the fullness of Christ, that we should no longer be children, tossed to and fro and carried about by every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men, in the cunning craftiness and deceit plotting, but speaking the truth in love, may grow up in all things into him who is the head, Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and knit together, by what every joint supplies, according to the effective working by which every part does its share, causes growth of the body for the edifying of itself in love. So that is the result of teamwork. Raising a team, affirming them, training them, you get that multiplication effect, that we can all come to that goal, to that destiny. Hii ni ya Jesus. Yako pia iko na destiny fulani. We can all get there. Sindio? When we're able to raise team. So the three things that we find in that text. Number one, effectiveness. Teamwork, kutakuwa na, when a team is well done, kutakuwa na effectiveness. The greater the effectiveness, the greater the results. What is effectiveness? If you say somebody is effective, what are you talking about? They are doing the right thing. And they have achieved the desired outcome. It is a team, at the end of it all, na usawa majamaa hao nasikia wakiitwa apostles hapa na prophets. Ni wale tu. But now, they are so effective. They are giving Jesus the desired outcome. Huyu ni yule Peter bado. Ndiye huyo sasa. Anapea Jesus the desired outcome. Go through the book of Acts. Uone venye sasa anapeana. He is a life giver. He is getting guys saved. He is managing whatever Jesus gave him to manage very well. So effectiveness will be the result. That's why you need to love the teamwork. The first thing is doing the right thing, achieving the desired result. That is effectiveness. That is what you get. Do you want the right results? That's what you want. Teamwork will help you get that. Number two, efficiency. Efficiency. The greater the efficiency, the better the use of resources. As effectiveness is doing the right thing, efficiency is doing the right things the right way. You can note somewhere that efficiency is when things are done the right way. Where the use of time, the use of energy and resources without waste. These people are so good now. As much as they are able to do the right thing, they are doing it the right way. Si kuna mtu anaweza kupikia dazi moja na unga kilo 2. Si ulikuwa unataka unga? Ulikuwa unataka kuna mandazi. Si anaweza kuletea ndazi kwa plate. Lakini ukienda kitchen utafiti kidogo alafu amke. Si ndio? Nini imekosekana pale? Efficiency. Kuna training imemiss. Wamekuletea keki lakini ukiingia kwa hiyo paka akona unga kila mahali. Hata huko kwa steering kuna unga lakini kuletea keki. It's not just about doing things, having the results. It's doing them the right way without wastage. Actually, unaweza summarize efficiency without wastage. Without wastage. You have not wasted time. Time has been very well used. Yani hawa jamaa wako trained kwa hiyo team. Wanaita kitu in record time. In record time. When you raise a team, things will be done in time. Some of the things that we struggle with, kwamba hazifanyiki kwa wakati, ni kwa sababu we don't have a good team player. Kitu ilikuwa inafaa kufanywa na siku 2, imetake 3 years. Imetake 3 months. Kuna kazi hazijaifanywa, si kuna hivyo? Kwa nini hazijaifanywa? Hakuna team. Hakuna team ambayo inajua efficiency. Number 3, empowerment. The greater the empowerment, the greater the mobilization of people, gifts and abilities. These people, they're effective in a team, they're efficient, and they're empowered. What is empowerment? Empowerment, you have given them authority. That's what empowerment is all about. Give the authority, give them authority, give them trust, give them the skills, give them the confidence to produce fully. Those three things will be the results of teamwork. Sindio? Tulianza kuongea about the importance of teamwork. Sindio? Tukiangalia kwa Jesus. Tukamuuliza how can we build a good team according to Jesus. Sasa, they have gone through the keys of an effective team. Those are their consecration and the concentration and all that. Then we have come to agree, these are the results. This is what I want. I want effectiveness, efficiency, and empowerment. We can have all that if you're able to build good teams. So, this is a coaching moment. How can you as a leader learn to do more with and through others? Because you need to learn more, to do more with and through. Yani, you can do more with others and you can do more others without doing it without you. Bado ni kwa timu yako. That people can just go and do it. They can just go and do it without you. Do you know, hata ile kusema lazima nikuwe hapo. Do you know it's just a belief. Sindio? Nisikia ukisoma mambo ya biashara, kuna kuwa na business owner, sindio? Na everybody starts there as a business owner. Mwenye diako kila mahali. Diako kila mahali akitafuta vitu, sindio? Lakini akilase to what? Like maybe like to an investor or to an entrepreneur. Yeah, this is an entrepreneur. Yes, sindio? Entrepreneur. Akilase to that level, unakuta kuna vitu zingine sio yanafaa. Akona duka moja hapa na ingine iko Kiambu. Na ingine iko Kisumu. Sindio? So some people are working for them. Sindio? Halafu anaweza kuwa ni investor sasa. Those are levels that you can grow to. Sindio? I'm just trying to say that you don't have to do it. You can also do it through others. You can do it through others. You can do it through others. If you open a church somewhere, like we open a church in another location, will we be preaching in that church? But it still be our, tutaenda pale usikie kwamba, Patricia ameingia pale wanasema, mama yetu. Lakini haonaga mama yetu, but still things are happening. Why? Because if you are good in raising teamwork, in teams, you'll be able to do things with and through others. But the question is, how can you do that? How do you focus more energy with a few rather than with many? For you to raise a team, hawezi raise kila mtu kukua kwa team. Focus on a few. Focus your energy on a few. Jesus alikufunza hivyo. Akona watu mamilioni, anachukua watu 12. Anaanza kuinvest kwa hao watu 12. Kuna vitu zingine hata si watu 12, ni watatu. Kama wakati alikuwa anataka wajue kabisa yeye ni nani kule. The Mount of Transfiguration. Alichukua Peter, James, and John. Ndio maana hawezi acha Peter. Hata Peter akimkana. Ako na investment nyingi. Lazima wapelekane na yeye. Here are practical insights on how to do this effectively. Look at those things. Get some practical insights on how to do that thing effectively. Learn from those lessons you have learned today. Action plan. As you look at what God has placed on your heart to do, whom are you missing as part of your team? That's a very good question. That's a very good. Actually, unafaa kukuwa very honest with yourself. Unaketi kwa hiyo team, unasema so and so is missing and he is supposed to be here. Sindio? You don't go with the available. Najua kuna city eti unaenda na available. No, you go with the people who are supposed to be there, not with the available. If somebody is supposed to be in that team, ni kama tuende get together na mtoto mmoja hayuko. Things are not okay. Hata kama kila kitu itakuwa sawa. Wewe mnaniangalia aje? Ni kweli? Have you ever gone to this get together and one of the kids is missing? Are things okay? Kila kitu iko sawa kweli? So you need to, even when you're raising a team, you need to look at what God has placed in your heart to do. Then ask yourself, who are you missing as part of the team? Very good leadership questions. I told you it is difficult. It's not a walk in the park. Who is missing here? Who is missing here? Write down the positions that you are missing. And then you look for the people to fill those positions. As you look, and when you grow old, old hapa kuna old sasa, lakini old ndio utaanza kuendea watu wenye uliacha kuendea ukiwa mdogo. Sasa kusema kama fulani hajakuja hii kitu haiwezi endelea. Lakini sasa unajua tuko na nguvu. You think things are okay. Things are not okay when some people are missing. Sindio? Things are not okay when some people are missing. One day you may find yourself going for them. But also in leadership, when you're doing a team, ask yourself, who is missing? Hatuna goalkeeper. So goalkeeper atafutwe. Hatuna mtu fulani, huyo mtu atafutwe. As you look at your current team, are you holding anyone back from being their best as a leader? Kuna mtu unazuia, yani you are the greatest obstacle there's somebody who want to be their best. Lakini kuna kizuizi unaleta pale. Are you holding anybody from becoming their best? Actually in leadership, allow people to be their best. Wacha wajue kwamba you are with them and you are loyal to them. What are the ways that you can build a stronger team and learn how to do so? Ways of building a stronger team. Tumefunzwa tu hapo na Jesus. Who can you seek out that you respect as a team leader? Create a team leader, sindio? Somebody that you can seek out, akusaidie, and you respect them as a team leader. How they lead a team and how can you learn from them? Those people wasome kutoka kwao. Vile wanalead team zao, learn. Also you, as a team leader, you need to get another team leader who is demonstrating good leadership to you. Sindio? And that's where mentorship comes into this picture. What are 3 things that you need to do to focus more on building your team? You have learned about in building. What are the 3 things you need to focus on more? How are you going to do them? How are you going to do them? Those 3 things that you have noted that you need for you to have an effective team. By the way, sio kitu imekuwa mzuri sana. Sana. It's so practical. We can try it. Hii ni ile si ile inaandikwa hapo, don't do it at home. Do this at home. Sindio? Do this. Na tukio chi wrestling inaambiwa hapo chini maandiko aje? Don't do this at home. Don't even try it at home. Utavunja watu. Sasa hii, try it at home. Try it everywhere. And may the Lord bless you as you raise teams and also as we become one great team to the glory of God in Jesus' name.